Today, we're going to be diving back into the world of our favorite investigative drama, NCIS. And this time, fans of the long-running show are in for a treat, cause a new update teases an adorable intro for a side character, who is none other than the lead, Sean Murray's own daughter. And what's better, their relationships will show through their character stories. So if you guys are just as excited as we are, let's get into it. First up, it's a family affair at NCIS. As the show returns for its 20th season, fans have been curious to see where the storyline could go after the departure of its beloved lead, Mark Harmon. Well, we're glad to tell you that Sean Murray's character, Timothy McGee, looks like he's about to get with a new friend. This was seen in The Brat Pack, a recent episode, where Murray's real-life daughter, Kay Ryan Murray, got to make her television debut alongside Dad. The synopsis of the episode stated that it was Kay's character Teagan who was being investigated. Well, at least that'd be some substance for the actors to work with. And it sounds like it was. Teagan was part of a ring of young partygoers that was being investigated by the squad after several break-ins at main base Quantico. With that, McGee developed a relationship with Teagan while working on the case. So to say that this resulted in Murray beaming with happiness could be a colossal understatement. The actor took to his socials to post a rare photo of himself and Kay on set, captioned, "I couldn't be more proud." Don't mind us, we're just bursting with joy because of how wholesome that is. Next up, she's following in her dad's footsteps. So far, their role in the series seems to have been limited to one episode, but this may have changed because of how the character's dynamic developed. Teagan could become a regular at the NCIS headquarters if they decide to part ways with their brand of criminal teenagers. And, come on, wouldn't that be insanely adorable to see how Kay and Murray work side by side in the long run? We'd definitely be curious to see whether the whole family can match their acting skills to one another. And by the looks of it, fans would share in our excitement, as the comments under Teagan's introduction were just full of love and support, with comments like, "Aw, I couldn't love this more. Talent from generation to generation. And you look like a proud papa." All of which makes us think that their return wouldn't be too unlikely in the future. But let us know, would you want Teagan back as a series regular? Maybe as a trainee under McGee's wing? Or do you think Murray's storylines have enough drama as is? Next up, McGee's future plans. Either way, we hear you asking, how could time with Teagan affect McGee going forward? Well, one of the famous theories going around now is that it could have been a cautionary tale for him with his own kids. In this case, the role of Teagan was important from the get-go, because this meant that the character took time to really dig deep within himself, seeing where he stood and how far he's come. As much was honestly said by Wilmer Valderrama, who plays Special Agent Nick Torres on the show. He told TV Insider that as the series had reached its season 19 conclusion on May 23rd, they were going to give a real inside look at where the characters were and what tools they'd endured. So it looks like the impact Teagan had on McGee throughout the episode is one that'll stick around. Well, in that case, we'd advise anyone watching the show to catch up with this one really quickly, cause even being 20 seasons in, the show keeps finding hidden parts of the character we haven't seen yet. Well, we guess that just speaks to the fact that this show's fandom has stuck around for the journey for so long, and now the family genuinely is both on screen and off, and that is incredible. Following that, let's talk about the season of love. No, seriously, as described by Murray himself, season 20 will focus more on the characters' personal relationships, and the fans are having mixed reactions to that. See, after the first episode with Teagan, fans might have been a bit biased in their reaction because of how adorable the whole idea was. And don't get us wrong, it definitely was, but not everyone may be on board with the storylines, continuing to focus on these relationships. After the fourth episode of season 20 aired on Monday night, most fans were glad to see Dr. Jimmy Palmer and Jessica Knight enjoy a sweet hug at the end. Some weren't thrilled with the romantic plotline. Look, we know that the fandom has been dedicated so far, but now, many fans have tweeted how the show is completely different from what it was, and that it might have been going downhill for a while now as well. So if that's the case, this could be their final go-around, with the actors just pulling out their last stops. Not for us to decide, honestly. We'll just have to see how the rest of the season unfolds before putting out our final thoughts. For now, though, we're just glad that the actors have continued giving their best performances possible, and that extends to guest stars like Kay as well. Now, moving on to some related news. First up, could there be an emotional return for Shiudo? Well, time to get our tissues ready, because the fourth episode left hardcore fans thrilled by making a not-so-subtle nod to one of its old fan favorites. We're talking about none other than our beloved Abby Sciuto. And if you needed proof of the support for the character, let us remind you, she'd left the universe with a tearful goodbye in season 15. And still, Abby's legacy remains strong, with fans frequently demanding her return, especially with fellow exits like Tony DiNozzo, Michael Weatherly, and Ziva David, Cody DePablo, among others. Unfortunately, Perrette announced her retirement from acting after the CBS comedy Broke was canceled after one season. So far, there aren't any public plans to have Abby return. However, with Abby still alive in the NCIS universe, showrunner Stephen Binder previously told TV Line that season 20 will still mention her, and in episode 4 of season 20 titled Leave No Trace, viewers seem to have gotten their first mention of Abby in a long time. While the episode was focused on Jessica Knight, Katrina Law, running into her ex, while trying to find her footing in a relationship with Jimmy Palmer, Brian Dietzen, and let's just say the mention of Abby's favorite drink, Calf Pal, did not go unnoticed. Hey, even if anyone thinks it's trivial, it could be a stepping stone for us. Also, the show's social media wrote off the cheeky allusion with the caption, "Abby, we miss you," so we're definitely not alone in this. Moving on to the massive crossover we've been waiting for. You heard us right. CBS is finally giving the fans what they want, a major NCIS-verse crossover. EW has heard that NCIS, NCIS Los Angeles, and NCIS Hawaii will team together for a unique TV event. This is the first time in the franchise's history that all three series will cross over. NCIS and NCIS Hawaii have already crossed over, and they're going all out. In a heart-pounding plotline, fan-favorite agents from each series will team up to solve a case together. They'll be working to take down a mysterious and highly skilled hitman, with some of their own as his targets. Yikes! We can expect to see NCIS's Gary Cole, Wilmer Valderrama, and Brian Dietzen in the episodes, as well as Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J from NCIS Los Angeles, and of course, the iconic Vanessa Lachey, Yasmin El Bustami, and Noah Mills from NCIS Hawaii. And while NCIS is in its 20th season, NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS Hawaii, its two spin-offs, are in their 14th and 2nd seasons, respectively. And guys, all of their characters and storylines have been building up so climatically that we honestly can't wait to see what this insane crossover could bring. Right now, though, we have some time to see where the stories end up, because as of this video, they're still in production. So just fingers crossed that we get something good. Lastly, goodbye, Gibbs. We know, it still hurts, but it looks like Mark Harmon's departure from the show has been finalized. In the premiere for season 20, fans were in for a shocking realization, as Mark Harmon's name was removed from the opening credits after 19 seasons of being the first lead name to pop up. Yeah, it was weird, but after almost 2 decades of this awesome character, his legacy was still strong in the show. And according to Entertainment Tonight, Harmon informed fans that Gibbs is not retired, but is living in Alaska as far as he knew. And after the service he'd given us for so many years, that'd be a deserved position for him, to say the least. Still, fans took to Twitter to share their reactions and saying how they'll always love and miss Gibbs, and that's genuinely precious. But whether his departure affects the fandom's support for the show in the long run is something we'll just have to wait and see. For now, though, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.